Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the new moon in Gemini that's going to take place on May 25th, 2017. Now, for those of you that don't know, I want to just get with you briefly as far as the meaning of a new moon in astrology. When a new moon takes place, this could be about strong enterprise, initiative, and new beginnings. It might be a time when you decide to embark on a new project or endeavor. Whatever this could be done, I mean, this might be done with a lot of you might feel very revitalized and rejuvenated during this period, and you might put forth this energy into something new with a lot of vitality and doing this in a with a lot of energy as well. Now, also, this could be a time where you might discard or obliterate what might be prohibiting you from making headway, moving forward, or making progress in your life. And you might pursue some new aspiration with a lot of vitality, a lot of vigor. So anyway, another thing to look at as far as this new moon in Gemini goes, well, of course, the people that can be impacted most strongly by this could be somebody with Gemini prominently placed in his or her chart. And of course, when I say prominently placed, I'm referring to Gemini Sun, Moon, and Ascendant, and especially if it's making a conjunction to one of those points. Now, of course, the zodiac sign Cancer can be impacted strongly as well, as Cancer, as many of you may know, is ruled by the moon. I think a lot of the fact that the zodiac sign Cancer can be so temperamental is because they are so sensitive to transits and phases of the moon. And another thing too, going off on a little bit Gemini moon tangent here, but that the moon, some of you may know, is less than 250,000 miles away from the Earth. I think a lot of the fact that a lot of people will say that they feel they resonate more with their moon sign than their sun sign could be attributed to the fact that the moon is actually a lot closer to the Earth than the sun is. Well, anyway, what I want to get at is now, when the new moon in Gemini, this could be a period where people may start something new by being more inquisitive, by being more communicative, expressing themselves with greater diction and eloquence, diversifying, showing versatility. What they're doing, it could be showing dexterity, doing things more with their hands, a lot more multitasking. This could be an ideal time to write something that, like a short story or some short novel or blogs that don't take that long to write. Keep in mind that Gemini is not exactly known for their persistence. So it's something where with this energy, it's probably best to do things that aren't very tedious or time consuming. This is a time where you might start something by not just being more communicative, but being more talkative, more loquacious, actually talking more to others during this time. Now, the thing about this too, what's interesting is that this new moon is going to be at 4 degrees Gemini, and many of you may know that in astrology, 4 degrees and 17 degrees of mutable signs are critical. It doesn't mean it's going to be something that's detrimental. This could be about something where the degree is more prominent and there's more emphasis and focus placed on this. Now, 4 degrees, and I believe in the Sabian symbols, 4 degrees in Gemini could show that this is a time to start something new, perhaps something, of course, Gemini related, being done with very good judgment and being very judicious in the process of doing so. Now, it's also important to look at the house that the new moon in Gemini is hitting, because this could impact the description and delineation as well. Now, let's say, okay, well, actually, I'm going to talk about mine. Mine is interesting. I have mine right in my first house. So this could be a time about being inquisitive in regards to myself, asking questions pertaining to me, about me, to myself. What can I do to make that change in my outer demeanor, in my outer personality, which of course is hard being a Taurus ascendant. Of course, I could be rather intransigent and not really wanting to move. Taurus rising can have a very strong aversion to change, and that of course would be a vast understatement. But Gemini, New Moon Gemini, could allow me perhaps to be a little bit more adaptable in my personality, and show more versatility, and perhaps that is a way which could lead to perhaps a new beginning could be connected with it by becoming more flexible. Now, it's also important to look at the aspects, if any, that are made to your points in your natal chart, as this could impact the description and delineation. Now, the transiting new moon in Gemini is actually, it's going to make a trine, almost an exact trine, to my natal Uranus, which my natal Uranus is almost exactly conjunct my 6th house cusp. So this could be something where I could perhaps be incorporating some ingenuity as well into this Gemini energy, and by doing so, it could have a very positive, perhaps, effect on me. It could be getting some, maybe a little more public acclaim by doing something unique and different that's associated with my 6th house of work. And also Uranus, of course, is associated with astrology. So this could be by being more flexible, at Gemini moon flexibility, being and doing things with more flexibility with and incorporating astrology into this. This could really perhaps reach something very positive and auspicious for me. Is this a good blending of that moon energy and my natal Uranus? So anyway, well, try now another example. Let's say that for someone else, let's say that this new moon in Gemini hits somebody's 2nd house. Well, this could be a time, hey, maybe for diversifying, like a stock portfolio, for example. And it could be a time for somebody where they might start some new job connected, generating income that's associated with a lot of communications, such as telemarketing. Now, let's say, and take another example, let's say that this new moon in Gemini is going to hit someone's 6th house of work and employment. Well, Gemini, remember, is more than just about communication. It can be about versatility and even dexterity. This could be an ideal time for somebody that's looking for work as an auto mechanic, for example, refrigeration mechanic, something where the hands figure prominently in their work. This could be an ideal time to start that new job and connection with that. And also keep in mind too that during this time that Mercury will be in Taurus, so this might help slow that nervous, restless energy a little bit with Gemini. And let's say, for example, if somebody's having the new moon in Gemini hit their 9th house and they want to take some college course, this might be, or starts a new, learning something new perhaps in college, and perhaps in something connected with communications. This could be something, or whether it's doing something, say, with dexterity, and they're going to say something like an auto school to learn vocational school, learning mechanics, auto mechanics, or something else that's connected with something mechanical and working with their hands. Well, Mercury in Taurus could be about learning things, assimilating information by having things demonstrated to them visually and actually watching and learning. So that's important too as far as this goes. And remember too that Jupiter will be retrograde still during this new moon in Gemini transit, and Jupiter retrograde can often be about generating our luck. It doesn't mean that that things aren't going to be fortuitous for others during this time. Remember, people win the lottery often, whether the Jupiter is retrograde or whether it's direct. So Jupiter retrograde is more about generating one's own luck, and it may be doing so and connected with starting something new that's Gemini related based on this having this new moon in Gemini transit on May 25th, 2017. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the new moon in 2017 Gemini transit, and stay tuned next time where I'll be continuing my series on Juno in the houses. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.